Okay, so we're gonna do our strength training regimen here. It's a full body exercise. This is our demonstrator today, Miss Natalie Torres. Wave to the camera, say hi. No middle fingers. Keep it PG. First thing you're gonna notice when Natalie grabs the bar is that she tries to keep her arms in the rest position at about 90 degrees. Then when Natalie gets set, she pinches her shoulders back here, like she's trying to grab here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Like she's trying to grab an imaginary orange between her shoulder blades. There's a nice little arch here in her back. So, and then she digs her heels in, which is going to give her a nice base. So go ahead and unrack it. Natalie pushes her weight up, brings it down, all the way, touches her shirt, and brings it all the way back up. That's one repetition. Go ahead and show another one. That's one repetition. And if you look, she's bringing the bar just below her nipples, below her sternum. Sorry.
I'm like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, I know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do 10 repetitions. Go ahead, knock them out.
I got 4. That's all I
You got 4? All right. One of the things you go ahead, bring it up, take it off again. One of the things is that go ahead and rack it while I talk through this. One of the things that I want to point out is that it's not absolutely positively necessary to touch your chest. A lot of weightlifters don't touch their chest when they're doing it, but you're going to get more out of it. You're going to build that chest muscle. Go ahead and show her one repetition where you actually just get to breaking parallel. So she's going to bring it up. She's going to break just below parallel. See her elbows? Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. There you go. Now push. Go ahead. Bring it down again. The other thing I want to point out is you see how Natalie's arms have that bend in it. Bring it down one more time. Sorry.
Not any lighter.
How this bend here. That keeps. It's called pinching your elbows in, and that's one of the things that concentrates the weight in your chest. So what Natalie's going to do, we're going to do a superset here, and we're going to go straight from the bench press and go straight right into squats. We're not going to take any rests. We're going to do 2 huge compound exercises. We're going to go straight from, like I said, from benches to squats. So from here, Natalie's going to take the camera, and I'm going to switch the weight over, and she's going to go right into her squat series.
Alright.
Okay. Yep. So the first thing I want to point out is that we don't use a pad. Putting a pad on the bar changes the lift.
No.
You're going to be tempted at times probably to put a pad on there. It hurts my neck. It hurts my neck. You don't want to do that because it pushes your neck forward. It throws off your center of balance. It changes the lift. So you want to get into the habit of forming what we call the nice shelf here. Again, you see Natalie pinching her shoulders back, trying to squeeze that imaginary orange that's right here between her scapulas. So what she's going to do, she's going to rack the weight. Okay? She's going to set, let me get around. She's going to set herself. She's got her feet nice and wide. She's going to bring her head back. She's just going to sit back into it. There you go. Sit back into it. She's going to try to keep her chest nice and high. Sit back again. Keep that chest nice and high. Real good. Now I want you to come back again so I can see what your thigh. There you go. What we're trying to do here is we're just trying to break parallel. There she goes. You see how I can't get my finger in here between her knee and her calf? That's what you're looking for. Okay? Let's bring it down one more time and show her where your feet are at. Those knees, Natalie's knees are going a little bit over her knee. You don't want that. You want to keep your weight in your heels when you come down and keep your, Again, she's coming float. Those knees are floating a little bit over. That might be because Natalie doesn't have enough support in her heel. No, it might be the shoes that she's wearing, which doesn't have enough support in the heels. If she can open her stance a little bit, and that'll stop. That should help that.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, you can do that. You go ahead and try it. The other thing I want to point out is that Natalie turns her toes out. This is a big thing too, because what happens is when people come down, you hear that knee popping, or you get some discomfort in your knees, and that turning those toes out like that is gonna. There you go, just like that. She rock forward a little bit. Yep, keeping that weight above behind the knees. Nice clean form. All right, go ahead and rack it. So that's one superset. What you're gonna do? Again, 1 set of 10 of the bench press, 1 set of 10 of the squats, and then you'll take a 30 second to 1 minute break, and then you're going to do it again. You do that 3 times, and that's your first set of supersets. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to proceed on to our next set of exercises. Okay. And we're going to superset the bent over rows with some deadlifts, which is pretty much a whole body exercise that targets the hamstrings and a lot of the legs and a little bit of the back. The bent over rows, again, is going to target the lats, the back, and the biceps. Didn't talk about what the squats target the quadriceps, and it's pretty much an overall whole body movement which targets everything. It's all your stabilizer muscles. And then your bench press is an exercise that targets your chest and triceps, and your another complex, pretty much whole body movement. So we're going to start here with the bent over rows, and Natalie's just going to bend over, hinge at the waist. Correct. Good terminology. Look at you.
I know. I like that.
Okay, and she's just going to bring it down and just bring it straight into her gut. You see how she keeps it. Brings it down past her knees here, and then all the way into the gut. Okay? And the grip really doesn't matter here. You can go overhand or underhand. Either way is okay. The underhand's a little bit easier, and they're going to target the back a little bit differently, but you're pretty much going to be hitting the back with either grip. It's just a little bit of a different angle. You're going to...
Do you want me to keep doing it?
Yeah, go ahead. Do a couple more. And then you see she doesn't touch the floor here. And then again, the whole idea here is you'll hear me say this a lot. She's squeezing that imaginary orange here between the lats. Good. All right, and so now we're going to move right into deadlifts. And the whole idea here, Natalie's going to chalk up a little bit. No wonder that stuff winds up all over the floor. I was wondering about that.
That's not me.
Yeah.
That's your children.
You could just take the powder and wipe it on your legs.
Powder's better.
Okay, so what Natalie's going to do, she's going to set first. And when she sets, you're going to see she sits into the weight. It's a little bit easier when the weight's a little bit bigger. So you can sit into it easier, but it is what it is right now. Natalie's taking what's called an alternating grip. One hand is overhand and the other hand is underhand. And what this does is it keeps the weight from rolling out of your hand. So basically, if it rolls from one hand, from this hand, that hand is going to catch it. And if that hand it rolls out of that hand, it's going to get caught in this hand. Okay. And it also helps, that alternating grip helps you it makes the exercise just a little bit easier, and it makes it so your grip is going to last a little bit longer. So what you see here is Natalie has the bar right up against her shins, and what she's going to do, she's not going to lift with her back. She's going to explode through the movement. Yeah, she's going to explode through the movement. It's going to start with the knees, and then she's going to drive her hips forward. And that bar is never going to lose contact with her legs. Bring it down. And all the way down, she sits into it. She doesn't immediately go right back into the next repetition because she doesn't want to bounce the weight. It's a deadlift. So she stops, she lets the weight completely rest on the floor, and then she explodes right back up into it. Go ahead. And you can tell she's doing it with proper form because her shorts are bunching up at the top of the movement. And again, so we're going to watch her from the side here. She's going to push out with her legs, and then the hips don't move until the very end of the movement. She's not lifting it with her back. Okay? Do it without the weight. Yeah, just let the weight go. And show what I'm talking about with bending from the back.
What do you mean bending back?
Hinging
Like
at your
this?
hips. Yeah. Show what hinging at the hips means. Yeah, so she's not bent over like that. She's not just hinging up with her
Like
hips.
that?
Yeah, she's not just hinging up from her back. It's an explosion out of the legs, and then she's using her. It's a lever move. She's pushing with her butt.
Pop in the hip.
She's pushing with her butt instead of lifting with her back. I'll say it one more time. There, and then it's a push. Okay, and that's your second superset. Again, you're going to do 1 set of 10 of the first exercise, 1 set of 10 of the second exercise, and then you'll take a 30-second to 1 minute break, and you'll go right back into your next superset. Okay, so we're back here. We're going to go into our third and final superset. Up until this point, what you'll have noticed is that all the exercises we're doing have, with the exception of the bench press, have been standing, and there's a reason for that. Standing exercises, particularly for runners, are going to strengthen all your stabilizers, and it's going to put extra pressure on your legs, and it's going to make you, so by lifting that weight and holding that weight with your whole body, you're going to be using your whole body to stabilize that weight, which means you're going to be working particularly your core muscles. Natalie, you want to show what are your core muscles, Natalie? Where do they start? Where do they start? They hip to armpit.
Shows that I know.
Yeah, hip to armpit. Everything from, well, technically everything from armpit to butt. Yep. Armpit to butt is all core. So you're going to be using that to stabilize the weight as you're doing all the standing exercises. And you're really going to feel it when you're doing it, particularly with the bent over rows.
Yeah.
And this exercise we're about to do here, which is the standing shoulder press. Natalie loves the standing shoulder press. So show them a big smile, Natalie. All right. So what Natalie's going to do is she's going to come up to the weight. She's going to get a grip that's just outside of shoulder width. Bring them in a little bit. Bring them in. Just outside of shoulder width. There you go. Is that comfortable? That might be a little too close. There you go. All right, and then she's going to rack the weight. She's going to bring it onto her sternum and bring it all the way up. And then she's going to get a little bit of what I call neck extension behind it. And that's going to lock. That's her lockout. Okay? And that's 1 full rep. Bring it down. All the way down to the sternum and up. And we're going to and then we get the lockout at the end. And we're going to show from the side. Bring it down. And all the way up. And there's your lockout. Because it goes behind her head, that locks the weight in position. She can stand here all day and she can do squats like this. She's beast. All right. Go ahead and show 1 more rep. And as you see here, she's not arching her back. She's not lifting. It's not a chest exercise. It's a shoulder exercise. Show them what you would do if you were arching your back, like the other way. So like put the weight down on your chest and arch back like this. So this is arching your back. Show them one more time. I don't think I got it on the camera. Yeah, you're not doing it that way. It's not a chest exercise. And then here, hold on. Bring it back. There's one more thing I want to show. If you're struggling at the end here, you're on your last set, your last couple of reps, you can do what's called a push press to give you that little bit extra, and that's going to give you that bounce into it, okay? That's a completely different exercise, but if you're struggling to get your last rep in there, show them one more time. If you're struggling to get your last 1 or 2 reps in there, you can get that push press in there to give you that extra little cheat.
Okay, I gotta put this down.
All right, go ahead. And then that brings us to our final exercises, which is going to be our lunge. Natalie's loves the lunges.
Lunges is good for your butt.
Nah, lunges. Lunge is another exercise that targets everything in the leg. It's going to hit your quads. It's going to hit your sweep. It's going to hit your butt. It's going to hit your hamstrings. So what Natalie's going to do is she's just going to hold her weight. And again, it's yet another standing exercise. And she's just going to take 1 step forward and lunge into it. Okay? And what I want you to notice is that at no time does Natalie's foot or her knee float over her foot, or her toe, excuse me. Good. There you go. And she's going to do 10 on each leg before she gets into her rest. Okay? And she's keeping it upright. Again, she's weighted. This is one of those things where, it's a hard exercise. If you can't weight it, do weighted exercises right off the bat. It's okay. And this kind of goes in general with weightlifting. I mean, lift what you feel comfortable with. You're not going to be a meathead the first day you go into the gym.
This You got enough?
Yeah, I think we got enough. You got anything you want to add?
Roy's right. I'll put it on video. I didn't want to believe him about the weightlifting, but it actually has improved my running. But like almost a full minute, so lift heavy, because it pays off. And that's it.
Okay.